The next, meeting with a realtor, figuring out your wants and getting someone on board for you. What's important about that, Neal?
Chandler, don't pitch yourself.
What's
I
that?
said, don't pitch yourself.
Yeah. Just call me.
Well, I mean, right off the hop, same thing as what we said last time. This is almost a bigger one I find with the realtor is your personality fit.
Yeah.
You need to feel, the biggest one I think is you need to feel comfortable with them. You need to be able to openly have a conversation with them and feel candid. I've heard and I've seen some clients that basically are either nervous with them if the realtor is maybe too dominant. They feel like they're just kind of being told what to do. And additionally, or on the other side, they have realtors that they feel are not involved enough or aren't going to give them a kick in the butt or kind of give them the advice and kind of coordination that they require to get through it. So you need to see what's best for you. It's different. Like I've had some clients that be like, I just need you to just tell me to buy. Or on the flip side, I have something like, look, I want to take care of everything. You just do what you're supposed to do. So you need to find the person that fits your build and communicate that with them. Like if you're feeling uncomfortable, at no point you should feel uncomfortable with your realtor. You should always feel comfortable to chat with them, be open with them. There should be nothing. If you're feeling in the dark, like communicate, and feel comfortable to do so. That's a really, really, really important item. Obviously, the other items we're going to go over are also extremely important, but I think a personality fit for realtor is crucial. You're also going to spend so much time with them, like a broker or a banker. You're going to probably meet with them once and have some phone calls with them.
In a virtual world, oftentimes you will not meet in person with your.
A realtor's going to meet your whole family probably. They're probably going to be at your Christmas dinner. Like there's a good chance.
I meet the parents. I meet the grandparents. I meet the cousin who's handy. I meet everyone.
You're going to know. Too. You're going to know the whole family. So you're going to want to be comfortable with them. Number two, which I think is, I don't want to say it's an obvious one, but expertise. Yeah. And I say that kind of loosely because it's very important they have expertise, but how you determine if they have expertise is, I wouldn't say just on the amount of years they've been in. And I say that because
you're only 3 years in.
I'm only 3 years in, and I lost some clients because it's a very I think that's the most common question that I receive.
How many years? How long you been?
How long you been doing this for?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's an instant judgment factor, and I'm like, I typically would say longer. Not that I've been a realtor, but I've been investing in real estate, so I have an understanding of it. But I can see. I don't think it should be a determining factor. Not to degrade the industry, but
listen, experience doesn't mean expertise.
That's exactly it. Like having a keen understanding of real estate, the property itself, what it takes to own, operate, maintain one, what it takes to get through a deal, and the actual hustle to do it. You could be in for 3 days, and you could be better than somebody that's been in for 20 years. Yeah, I'm not saying I was that person or I'm not, but I'm just that's something I think is very important, and I think 90, maybe that's too high a percentage, but I think a large percentage of people base it purely on how long they've been in for.
I'm going to blow your mind even more than that.
Hit me.
It's something like, I haven't looked up this stat in a while, and I'm sure it changes all the time, but 80% of buyers and sellers go with the first person they meet. And that's the level of their due diligence, which has always blown my mind because, when you're like thinking of going out to a restaurant or a movie, first thing you do, like you check out the reviews. Yeah. Maybe look at the menu, see who's acting in the movie. Yeah. You ask a friend. You maybe watch a preview or two. You're maybe choosing between two restaurants. You do a bit of research.
Yeah. Due diligence.
You don't just walk into the movie theater and it comes up like, oh, I'm watching this, I guess. And man, people do that with their realtors all the time. First person in front of them. And it's sad. And I've been used that to my advantage. Someone connected me with them and boom. And it's like, oh, great. I'm the first person in front of these people. And now I'm their agent. There should be more scrutiny than that. And I think that's
ask
really
your friends.
Well, ask your friends, even ask for a reference. Like, hey, do you have any past clients that I could talk to? A good realtor would be like, yeah, man, call these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one, actually. I never thought of that.
Yeah. Why would you not? It's
this person is a part of your biggest purchase of your life. You're taking on hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of debt. Like we said, they're going to meet your cousin and they're going to be at Christmas dinner. Ask for a reference.
Maybe ask for a reference. It's a crazy idea. And also right now, the expertise matters. And expertise is not experience. They're two different things. Think of someone who's 80 years old and is driving a car for 65 years. Do you really want to get in a car with them? That's not meant to be ageist. That's not a...
We just lost 2 listeners.
They couldn't hear anyway. This is just... Anyway, whatever. There we go. Thank you. Mark's still awake back there. expertise right now matters because it's a very, very competitive market.
Yes. It's
So-
an ultra challenging market.
Yeah, and you need to have someone who's busy enough out there that they're seeing what's going on in these multiple offer situation. If someone is not doing enough volume, that I was in 5 multiple offer situations in the last 72 hours.
Yeah.
That's allowed me to keep up to date and current with what places are going for.
So you didn't win.
Evidently more than I'm bidding. No, but like that does matter, right? Neal loves that. That's great. Good point.
I'm sorry.
But area by area too, right? Those are in 5 different locations. So people who are doing volume know what's going on and then know how to make an offer clean and strong. And chances are know the other agent. I heard of a deal the other day where a selling agent took an offer that 2 offers on the table. They went with an offer that was slightly lower because they knew the agent better. And they're like, oh, this agent does a lot of volume. And an agent who does a lot of volume is maybe more likely to have a better qualified client, which is something that some sellers do. Like I would prefer to do a deal with an agent that I know does high volume and that I have seen their expertise. But little did they know, the other agent offering also did a load of volume as well as a very high top performer. But the listing agent in that case didn't know. So having an agent who knows the dynamics of who might be on the other side of a negotiation
It's extremely important.
is very important right now.
There's some non-tangibles. And I also want to retract my thing of making fun of Chandler there. not winning the bids is not indicative of your agent not being good, especially in today's market. When there's 60 bids, you could be.
It's also not indicative of you not being a good
with
buyer.
an APS.
This is just the reality right now, and it's
Yeah, well, and then like we've talked about before, there's some things like this house might be worth 600, and if someone pays 650 because for them it's worth more, and they have cash to put down, like you just can't compete with that. Doesn't matter how good your realtor, your broker, your anything is, and how much you want the house. Some things just don't make sense. So I just want to put that in there. I was just laughing at him because it sounded funny.
Yeah.
But
well, you want to be competitive with every offer you put in.
yes,
Right? You're not going to win them all.
There's no point in not being competitive.
But you should have an agent. The bigger problem is if you're routinely coming like last, and or if you're not getting feedback of where your offer was relative to other offers, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like no one likes to come second, but at least when you're coming second and third, you're sort of like, okay, we're evaluating the properties correctly.
Yeah.
We're putting in competitive offers. The one hasn't stuck quite yet,
Yeah.
but we're in the mix. And if you're in the mix long enough, eventually you're going to get something.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. Last item, similar to what we said with the brokers, buying agent, you don't pay them. And I understand that, we're taking a portion of the commission that the selling agent is charging. But the way that these contracts are written, a selling agent's going to take 100% of that commission regardless. So the seller has already agreed to pay, let's say, 4 or 5%. If they sell that without you, they're taking 4 or 5%. If they sell that with a buying agent involved, it's the exact same amount.
Yeah.
You can sometimes negotiate it down, but I would honestly, for the expertise, representation, and the actual opportunity to negotiate it down, try and negotiate with the selling agent to reduce their commission. Not going to happen, especially in today's market. Not going to happen. So
No.
there's really no cost for you doing it, and I promise you, the expertise, like Chandler has said, the understanding of how competitive bids work, and the other thing is when you're going through a house, I think this is important, is to have someone that has a bit of an understanding of what a house is all about, the maintenance, the costs, what to look out for, because what's the point of going through, and it might look all great, and then if you get to an inspection, just to find out it's something that you should have just been pointed out to you on the first walkthrough, it saves you $500, a ton of time, a ton of emotional hardship. That's something I think that is crucially important here.
I've always felt that to sell multi-unit properties, you should have a separate license. I always felt that because it's an investment stream and it should have some sort of separate designation.
Yeah.
But I also kind of think that in order to sell real estate, you should probably own a house.
Yeah. That's,
no
because but nobody there.
Just to know what goes into home ownership, I think is a valuable asset and then going to sell it to other people. And, you don't have to be a handy person. You don't have to be an electrician. You don't have to be, but you need to understand how the components of a home work because again, it's just going to make your buyer that much more competitive.
Yeah.
And so if your agent can't explain to you a little bit about how the heating system works and how much you might be paying for utilities on this property or what maintenance you could expect to come up in the home in the first 5 years, the first 10 years, the first 15 years,
yeah,
to me, you're at a disadvantage, maybe not in the offer process, But in the actual home ownership, like what's coming down the pipeline,
Yeah.
you're kind of you're not getting expert guidance in that situation.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Again, I'm going to preface again. I don't think you have to own a house, but it's nice that they have because it forces them to learn a lot of items by owning a home. But I know there's a lot of agents that don't necessarily own or don't own yet. I think if they spend a lot of time doing due diligence, research, and training with other senior agents,
Sure,
there's an opportunity for them to still be proficient in aiding you to make your purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching that clip from Master Keys Podcast. Check out that full episode here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share our podcast.
When I was broke, I had rich habits. When I was broke, I had rich habits.